today everybody is back to the correct time. Good job, people. Do you have demos? We don't. No, please. Maybe.
I'd like to talk this week as well.
What would we do without Victoria? We will not talk a lot. I will talk still the same, but I will be the only one. So thank you. I feel less alone. Status. Actually, one. What happened? Every time I need to check. 26. That thing. Minor fixes for localizations. Let's check. Localized taxonomy control. Okay. So admin localized taxonomy controller and localized taxonomy controller. Yeah, because I asked Apple to split the new feature into different controllers, so we don't have the same view targeting the admin and the front end. Otherwise, people have to do theming that works in both. And in the end, we still have theming that has to work in both. This is the editor, that's fine. But whenever this flag, okay, if it's just to have the link, that's okay. And then it's just reordering the code. I thought that this flag was more widespread in the view to generate different things. Okay. Project core. More things, I believe, 26. Oh, this one, the nearest story of the insurance, HttpBackgroundJob. Impersonation. When a background job is started. Convert clean admin views into shapes.
This one just changes the way how we render the themes on the UI. Now, instead of using concrete views, we use shapes. So if someone wants to inject anything into the output, they can.
Okay, I was like, what is this theme? This is not the theme, this is the themes module to manage the themes. Okay. And the ThemeEntry is just the theme for a theme. It's kind of overkill. I mean, it's all extensible. So do you have a goal to extend that thing?
So we need a way to be able to add like a customized button for each theme. So one can, configure that theme by adding, like custom CSS or whatever. And there is no way to do it. So the only way to do it is to, split things up where we can inject a button or inject something else we want.
Well, there is splitting and extensible. Splitting could just be like in the index, you invoke well-known shapes. Extensible means something injects shapes in zones. Like that's why I was asking if you need to extend, not just refactor the rendering. Okay, so now you can customize the themes view. Oh, it's there now after the using. Okay. I will name method handle. Fix to name part fields because they are not using their name, but the name of the part and not their own name. So if you have two named parts, then their fields will be not discriminated. And they will have the same names. Now they will have different names. Do not Navbar. Yeah, we talked about it last week. No more dynamic. this thing didn't get called. Navbar display manager. Try get property. So it's not using the dynamic. OpenIddict template. Verify the return type in migration methods prior to injecting them. Setting the correct type. Complete task of an integer or return an integer. It's interesting because I believe when I read this code, I'm like, I think I wrote it, and I think I remember when I looked at how do we detect that a type is a task. Yeah, that must be it. I think I didn't want to enforce that it was returning an integer, and that's why you see here, before it was just inventing it. And I was like, how do you ensure that it's a task that you return because of the generic and everything? And I said, okay, I believe I found that it had to implement GetResultsAsync. And then we see how a task is defined. It would just invoke the GetResultsAsync. So here it's explicitly checking, you know, we need to return a task of integer or we need to return an integer. How did you get there? Why did you have to add that?
Well, when you in a migration, you can just define whatever the method name, right? So we're looking for a method name, but we also want to make sure that you also define the correct type. So like if you create a method that fits the name, but then incorrect type, that will throw an exception.
No, it makes sense because here we are casting. So if it doesn't return what we are casting to, then it's wrong. Unless it just works. Like if you return a byte, we can cast to an integer, I believe. Or if you return, but this one will fail every time, probably. So yeah, I mean, that's a check.
Just
and
safer,
if not,
that's all.
Yeah, if not, then you, well, it's safer. Yeah, you throw that. Maybe interesting to write the name of the method that is invalid or the type that was returned. Because here we see all exit code by that and explain, like, would you know, like if you get this exception, would you be able to find which method was wrong? I think that would be interesting, maybe to have more things explained. It's not already displayed, maybe it's displayed by the catch of this. I don't know. Well, no, I don't know. Check. No reference exception. Okay. Update the web. Check for nulls again. Taxonomy Serialization. Because of the remove again.
I can verify it works.
I bet I saw your message. Document. I'm just wondering how it works. What is that? Content item converted. How can we miss something like that with content item converter that we didn't catch before? Start object or start.
So that's because menu adds an array as a type. And so in this case, when we're looking for an object, we're not looking for an array. So adding an array, allows us to also convert an array. And that was the issue there. Because that not the menu, I'm sorry, the taxonomy, it has that term array. So that's
Okay.
needed there.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's just too bad we didn't catch it earlier on.
So if we don't expect anything else, then maybe throw an exception. So no.
Yeah. So it will just skip it.
Yeah. Do we want to skip something? Is it expected to skip something? Maybe we should do a run with an exception.
I have no idea, honestly. I would just say leave it until somebody complained.
But what's great, he's got Sotiris has tried it and found the bug, so that's good. Interesting. Search and configs, notification filter performance. So we're removing this class that Marco added because it's part of the library that we use, and we added this class in the library directly, so we don't have to use it anymore. Obsolete class. Serializing notification. In the notification, just moving some code around because we call it multiple times. You see here, get message as string, get message as string, get message as string. So this is doing the same thing. This one will cache the value. Instead of computing hash code, just call the hash code class that's available everywhere now. You see this was an extension method that is in the class directly, and it's caching the value. But the main goal of this PR, okay. So the main goal of this PR was to remove, what is the code? To remove that thing here. So what class is that? Notify filter. So the filter, because it's a filter, is invoked on every request. Even if it has nothing, it will just construct it and say invoke, like handle filter context. And on every request, it was creating a new filter instance, and it was then creating a new JSON serialization options. The settings, which was JSON serialization options. It's creating a new one because it needs to set a dynamic converter that needs something that is resolved by DI. So we can't use a static like this because we need to resolve the DI object here. Though this might be a singleton, but whatever. So we did dynamically, so it was creating a new JSON serialization object. And this thing is super expensive. So creating a JSON serialization object, JSON serializer option object is expensive. So this code here is creating a new type of notified event serializer options. This is invented by Mike, who is currently creating a patent to create serializer options. I'm using DI to have a single instance and specific to notify JSON. This way we can configure it with HTML encoder. which is a singleton. And now we can just resolve the option instead of creating it every time. So that improves perf. Some characteristics of the perf significantly. I can show it actually, because now it runs. So this is Orchard, the about page is in the blog recipe. This is request per second over time, starting November. And you can see here max large object heap and max lock contention. So how many contention locks we have during the load per second. So it was around 50 until February 2nd when we merged system text JSON. And when we merged this thing, really can't find it. This thing. And then this is last week when we merged the fix. So the impact is less looking contention when there are concurrent requests and less large object heap, so big objects which are located. I know what objects took that much. Maybe it was one also of the string builder that we were creating that's weird, but 8 megabytes of large object heap, that's a big difference. Nothing in terms of requests per second. Maybe something new, very recent commit. You see, this was very stable at 19,000, and now we reached 20,000 requests per second, like before system text JSON, by the way. But yeah, that's one impact. Adjust content type condition to evaluate to true when no content is displayed. The rules module, they found a bug in the rules module. Interesting. Content type condition evaluator. That's nice. Improve the pager extensions by removing some dynamic. Yeah, this is the PR I missed, I think, Mike, because I mentioned that, right? The pager slim had a create async and we are not using that. So now I see that.
Yep. And I think you confirmed there's no performance gain out of this change. The only thing is just a cleaner code.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. But
yeah, but still, I think it's better than using dynamic. If someone is looking at the code, it's not magical. It's really.
The issue with this graph is that whatever we do, it's still stuck at 20,000. So there is a bottleneck that is preventing us from seeing any other benefits. This thing is more important than all the things that we're improving in terms of perf. You need to understand why it is limited to 20,000. Meaning, try to remove every single component piece by piece to understand the cost and the limits of each component during a page rendering. Could it be middleware, individually which middleware, rendering shapes, rendering views? Is it the size of a view, the size of a shape? So we need to find what components are a limiting factor. Or that every component will have a cost. One of them is limiting to 20,000, and also measure each component to see what is the part of each component during the rendering to see which ones we should focus on. Because at that point, whatever we do, we won't see any change. So if you know that there is a significant impact in allocations or locking contentions like this, that's interesting. But if we could improve the latency and the request per second, that would be even better. Documentary with the public settings. Okay. Publishing preview package. So has anyone tried it? Looked at the feeds to see if it's working as expected. I didn't check.
You know what? I have not had a chance to look. I'll look right now because we should have had something this week or a couple.
Yeah, a few days to ensure that we have one package every day, and that we
Right.
do have a package every day. Let me show you a hack, a trick, a tip. Let's use this one. So this is a featuring all the versions. Now, where is Cloudsmith file? Well, I'm sure it's in the docs. In the docs we have that, but we have this feed. So the feed URL is that thing. So here, if I replace the feed URL, and I get a package name, what kind of?
It looks like last one was released 4 days ago. That doesn't sound right.
Ah, that should go.
So maybe we're missing something.
Object code is a package. Beautiful.
We also can check and see if the action itself ran. Maybe the action itself ran, but didn't detect any changes. Maybe it didn't run, period. So
I try to be clever. Doesn't work. What I'm missing?
yeah, last time it ran 2 days ago. I'm looking at the actions. So the action, actually, no, it ran 15 hours ago, the action itself, but let me see if it detected any changes. I should have published version 1862.
And my tip doesn't work there.
Oh no, it did publish it. Yeah, it did. I just looked up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 15 hours ago, we released the latest version.
Believe me. I don't
Here,
know.
I'll put this in the chat. If anyone wants to look.
Makes me sad. Okay, 1 day, 3 days, 4 days, and then this is before the change. So now we have 1 per day. Good. Sure. It works. Beautiful. This doesn't work. It is a button. Okay, whatever. Fix HTML style for ThemeEntry. Okay, PR for the PR. Remove more dynamic, just using IShape everywhere. And that's something I think I benchmarked in the beginning. I don't remember the results, but we did a meeting where I showed the result. Definitely one of the initial meetings when we had shapes working, showing the perf of rendering a page using dynamic and using IShape. Definitely showed that. Around the time when we did caching also, writing all the perf of dynamic caching. Remove unnecessary frozen dictionary because here this getter here, list shape placement async was always transforming placement to a frozen dictionary. So there is no point into doing that. It should be done once and then done, not return the frozen dictionary every time. There is no advantage there. So it's just returning the dictionary itself. Well, the list of placement nodes themselves. Yeah, this is a dictionary. It's returning the list itself. That. And the dictionary doesn't need to be set multiple times. Just once is fine. It's also important because this way we ensure the comparison. If you can set it, you will remove this behavior. Fix missing extension method in ResultView. Yeah, it failed the build. I don't know why, but it's like this extension method here, get property, could not be found because it's in the display management namespace and it was not used. So I don't know why. Because it worked on my machine, but not on the machine where I did the benchmark. Probably because also a new SDK that it was using, because we are using standard SDK, but the benchmarks are using the latest .9 SDK. Maybe a bug. Revert changes which broke the build. Oh yeah, I did something. I did too much, so I reverted everything I did that was not related to the fix. This method name. Update.Identity.Web, which we did like 10 lines below. 27, 29. This is a PR pending, unnecessary molecular lacing, and new test. Interesting. improve ShapeTableManager performance because I was debugging and I saw that in this method, this class here, this class was called every time on every request, like on every request multiple times with the same value. So the getShapeTableAsync, so this class here was instantiated multiple times, and on every instantiation we will build a new collection of all the which one? This one, binding strategies, a collection of all the IShape provider, and there are many of them. And each of them was also creating a new collection of all descriptors or something like that. And this collection we will never use because the shape table is cached here, memory cache. It was cached in memory cache, okay? And so we will never use the collection that were created all the time for every request, lots of collections. And we will just return the thing that was computed. So first thing was to make it not a singleton, but to lazily resolve the thing. So now these collections, they are lazily resolved when we build the value that has to be in the cache. Okay, otherwise it's just returning the value from the cache. And then instead of using the memory cache, this is using yeah, and the issue with the memory cache here is that the key, yeah, and the key was computed every time. So we will compute the compound key every time, like a string allocation for nothing, because, well, we need a prefix because we are using a global cache. But this global cache was to say never revoke the entry. So we don't really need a memory cache. So I used a dictionary because there is no revocation, index on a string, which is just the theme ID and no more a concatenated value, because we don't need to isolate the theme ID value from other entries in the global cache with a prefix, because now we own the cache just for shape tables. So we don't need to prefix it. That's one less allocation also per invocation. And this thing is invoked for each shape that is rendered. And yeah, that's almost it. Moving the obsolete methods. Oh, and also it's using a dictionary as a singleton, which is, I think, the first time we use that in Orchard, like to. So it's using a dictionary, but if you register a dictionary, then everyone reserving a dictionary of string shape table would be getting the same one, which might be what you want. So just to show how to do that, it's registering it as a keyed singleton, saying it's a singleton if you provide the key before ShapeTableManager. It could be any key. I use the name of the class because this is the class that will resolve it. Here, resolve dictionary in the constructor from keyed service default ShapeTableManager name. This way, we just want our own instance of a dictionary string shape table. Okay. We're validating the test to register the same thing. So it might be useful in some places to do the same thing. Serializers, images and serializer options. Okay. Oh, is it because I said that this is not ready to serialize content, but
yes, and also it kind of makes sense because we over abuse the word content in Orchard.
It's a content management system.
Yeah,
it's
everything is content, you know, so I think it makes more sense because in this case it's a document, not content.
Yep. Okay.
Because it's, you know, so it makes a little bit more sense. And it's an inconsistency with other things too. So
Breaking anything because it's a new concept. So this thing has been merged. HTML support for notification summary. INotification message interface was updated to include additional subject field. This one is just text because now the summary is HTML. Honestly, I don't want to look at it. I'm afraid it will give me some eczema or something. So I will just keep. It's just good, right? Everything. Compatibility. I like that name. INotifier. Remove obsolete methods from INotifier. Yeah, when we are doing some stuff, like I'm like, oh, this is new. No, it's not new. It's like 3 years old. Okay, thank you, Mike. 3 years old. I thought it was new. So you removed it. This means empty array, by the way.
empty collection.
Oh yes,
empty
in this
collection,
case,
not
yeah.
an empty
Oh,
array.
right. If it was an array of something, it would be empty array. Yeah, empty collection. Interesting. So see, it's a new list, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it's like a new list, but if it was an array, it would not be like a new array, it would be array.empty, which is a static in this case. So, yeah. Okay. So you are there is a change here, which is that you are instantiating it. So does it make sense? Entries. Okay, it was done in a constructor, so that's exactly the same code. I didn't say anything.
Doesn't the property get initialized only when it's called though? In the constructor, we initialize it every single time, but I think doing it like on line 10,
No,
I think it delays it, no?
no, this and this are exactly equivalent. Because
Okay.
when the compiler goes from that, this thing will go actually in the constructor.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't really delay it at all.
No, it's just if you had an arrow that it's just a new location that you return in that, but that would be like a new one every time. So no, everything is good here.
Yeah, it's the same, but
so
I would expect that I expected it to be lazy loading the
to be lazy,
initialization.
what you could have done is return entries and a conditional assignment question mark equals a new one. Meaning,
Yeah.
if it that's the
Yeah, only if it's no, I know, but I thought just by doing that, and it wasn't a big deal, but I thought if you do it that way, it will delay the initialization until that property is actually called. But that's okay. Good to know though.
And if you are hesitating on what I do all the time, I use my browser. sharplab.io, type your code. So C#. This is the actual code, okay? And now if I move that in the constructor, now move it. It's interesting because here I don't see the fact that it's the same thing. Is there another level?
Yeah, when you do this, does it automatically initialize it as soon as you
Yes.
initialize the object? Yeah, that's
Yes.
yeah.
Constructor. Yes, you see here, invoke the constructor of the list, assign it in entries, invoke the constructor of object, the base. So look at so this code would be I'm sure exactly the same. See
Yeah.
that, and then if I go to yeah, it's not the same. That's interesting. It's not the same order. In the same flow, so there is no lazy here, but it's not the same order. I thought it was actually doing exactly the same thing. Okay. Here, last one, update, good, all done, everyone, Victoria.
Yes, I'm here.
Do you want to say anything?
Yes. So I have 3 things to say. The first one and the most important is that we had to change the date of the Orchard Harvest conference. So it will take place in Las Vegas, but it will be on the 12th and the 13th of September. It is because we couldn't book the venue. We are currently discussing the code of the venue with the organizers. I posted for them, and I'm waiting for their feedback. And the one thing that I wanted to discuss here and would really appreciate if you could add anything is what do you think? What should we set as a goal for this year's event? So, for example, in my opinion, it would be. So, for example, my goal would. Sorry?
I said get drunk, but no.
No, my goal would be to build a solid ground for the in-person event of the Orchard Harvest Conference. Also, Zoltán said, for example, that meeting person finally again with the other community members. So if you can share anything that we could add as a goal. And also we are talking about themes. For example, Zoltán said that how will the future of Orchard Core look like, or what's the role of CMS nowadays? So if you have anything in mind now, or the organizers also could add it on the GitHub channel, I would really appreciate any idea.
Trying to find some goals.
That's really nice. I will add it to the already existing ones. Thank you.
I mean, if I can motivate people, I'm trying to get them to come.
I think we should probably figure out what we've done in the past too, and try to take it and based on feedback from last year's, try to improve it.
So when I was in New York, I went to the Lion King. That was nice. Las Vegas. Much more possibilities in Las Vegas than in New York. What else? Sony, how do you find goals for like conferences? Yes, you want to meet people and you want to talk about the product. Should there be a topic or a goal? I don't know.
I think it's just personal opinion. I set 2 goals.
Yeah, and if I don't agree with your goal, I don't come to the conference, or does it make me want to go to the conference because there is a goal? Yeah, fine. I think I saw Zoltan comment about that.
So Victoria, if we have some ideas, do we just post it in the GitHub 15 to 60 page? Is that okay? Is that where we will post it?
Are you not a part of the organizer team? I think you are.
See, that's why. Like, so there is a different GitHub repository just for the organizers, but you're asking the question here where it's not the organizers. So it's kind of ambiguous. Like if the people who are in the organizers GitHub, they already got their notification and you should ping them. And people here like, yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to ping the organizers all the time, actually. But also, yeah, you can post your ideas in the general.
Boom. So the answer to Lauren is yes, people from this meeting. If you have any suggestion,
yes.
It's not in the organizer forum, and if you are in the organizer forum, Lauren, already, you should have received the notification.
Okay, I'm not so sure if I'm part of that, but okay, I can also post my thoughts here if something comes up. Thank you.
I will check. I will check still the different window. I wonder also still. What the? They are linked together. I'm so confused. On it. I don't even know how to see who's inside the thing. It's asking me to authenticate. I don't have it. And I don't see Lauren in it. So no, that's why you didn't get any invite, Lauren. You are not in it. I see someone. I didn't know. Cool. So this is the discussion. New dates 12 and 13. I think, is it also that someone could not join the week after?
Sorry?
I thought someone could not also come on the 19 and 20. Maybe not. Maybe it was just that.
So we changed the date because the venue wasn't available.
Okay. It's nice because I might have had some events the day after that, and that will be hard for me. So that's good. 12 and 13.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Find some goals, Lauren. Okay, you are the master of the goals and the topics and the.
Okay. Thank you.
You will find some. You will have some ideas. Mike also has some ideas. I don't think
I'm
we had
looking forward to it.
anything last in any event, like just project conference, and then people suggest some sessions, and we choose the sessions we want to listen to. Okay, that's it.
Victoria, have we added list of sessions that we're gonna be doing?
No,
I think that's
you
probably
don't know
more
who's
important.
joining.
What sorry.
How can you have session list if you don't even know who's joining?
Well, I don't
No,
know.
we don't.
Maybe
We don't
do.
have the sessions yet.
So, Mike, do you come? It's Las Vegas. It's local.
Maybe.
Okay, what's your session?
My session is to listen to the other sessions.
So, see, okay. So first is have an idea of who will be able to join, and then the second thing is from whoever is able to join, who wants to give a session about what.
Yes,
Right.
this part will come soon.
Yeah, so it's hard. Like you already found 2 sessions for me, right, Mike? Last week you said you can talk about it and you can talk about it. I know I think I should have.
Yeah, but I think that's important because I think that's how people are gonna decide whether it's worth showing up or not. So I think that's something we need to focus on.
Yeah, we need the bootstrap. We need to bootstrap it, and Lauren will agree. Like, we need to keep something to get people to come. So, Mike, you need to find one session to give. It's not about taking, Mike. It's also about giving.
Well, I don't mind giving if you have a good topic for me.
Well, yeah, you should find your expertise and see. But yeah, I can already try to get some ideas and just to initiate the trend. Lombiq will have
I think if we have
sessions.
topics, just topics, right? To give people ideas, then maybe we can say, okay, maybe you're not sure. You want to do a talk, but you're not sure about what. Maybe you can pick one of these topics. Maybe that would help as well. So I think based on previous conferences, we can tell, what people are actually interested in, right? So.
And not interested in both ways.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we don't care about, some specific topic.
We should invite Sipke again, not to talk about Elsa, but something else. So Victoria will give a session also.
So
about how to arrange a conference.
No, but maybe she knows about Ultra.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You see, like can you log in the admin and then create content types and configure a search engine, create websites with I don't know. Interesting. Lara, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's okay, Sebastian. Victoria, I just wanted to ask, do we have a website that people can pre-register or get some information? My first question. Second question is that, do we have a rough estimate how much it's gonna cost?
So yeah, we have.
Why did you do that? Like, is that almost like you don't want to answer the question? That's funny. Sorry, Victoria. How much? 500.
So we have the announcement on the web page, as you could see before. Yes, and The pre-registration is not started yet because we are still in discussion with the venue, and also the cost depends on that one. So it will be soon available, but we have to decide first.
Right. Just rough estimate. $500, $700, $1,000 per person. What's a rough estimate? We don't have any rough estimates.
We don't have it yet because we just got the first quote before the Easter holiday, so it's not yet available.
Okay. Thank you, Victor.
And is it on the internal discussion board?
Yeah, with the organizers. Also, I think Zoltan tagged you today about it.
I not really that. Okay, I checked.
Okay, thank you.
Let's make it 3. 3 is good. I think, was it 3? No, I don't even know if some of the events were 3. Maybe 1, I'm not sure, or $50, something like that. But we had the chat. I need to define a rule in my email so they don't appear like little notifications like for should.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I said I need to define a rule in my email so these ones pop up differently than just questions on GitHub, pull requests, comments, everything to notifications. Okay. So this is done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria. Thanks, everyone. See you on Thursday. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.